right, welcome to another 2020 UFA Speculation List. This will probably be the last. This is number 8 already. I feel like I'm beating a dead zombie. Yeah, I know a zombie's already dead. You know what I mean? Dead. Like, decapitated dead. Anywho, we're going to be talking about Mike Smith of the Edmonton Oilers today, Kyle Clifford of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Craig Anderson of the Ottawa Senators, Correy Perry of the Dallas Stars, and Zach Bogosian of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not to mention about 9 or 10 other players who I'll throw in there because this will be the last video. I'm going to start a new series in which I'll be reviewing each team and how they've been doing so far in the 2019-20 season. So look out for that. That'll be coming out soon. Not to mention, I'm slowly going to be working on shooting videos for a new channel called Crash Test Videos. That name really came out of left field there, huh? Anyway, I'll be talking about movies, books, beer, talking about more like reviewing, kicking them in the teeth, putting them on a pedestal, that kind of thing, you know. So that's exciting. And yeah, before we get started, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And please don't feel shy about sharing. This is a small channel. I'd really appreciate all the help I can get. Starting off, I'm here with Mike Smith of the Edmonton Oilers. He's 38 years old, coming off a $2 million contract. Now, word is there's a good chance he'll resign with the Oilers, maybe even for less if they can get him at that. His save percentage was only .902, so it wasn't fantastic, but the eye test, he looked great in the last half of the season. So that's a very probable thing that's going to happen. I just went blank there for a second. I don't know why. But the other teams who might just resign him are the Blackhawks, the Flyers, the Sharks, the Ducks, the Knights, and the Detroit Red Wings are other possibilities. Next up, we have Kyle Clifford of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's a left winger. He's 29. He'll be 30 sometime soon. He's coming off a $1.6 million contract. Now, I looked for this. It was kind of hard to find a place for this guy because I was looking at, which teams lead the league in hits and fights and, those kind of sandpaper type of statistics. Not to mention teams who are going to be, have bodies who are going to be going out the door, going to be UFA'S. And it was hard to find something that met all three or more of those requirements. And the one team that did is the Toronto Maple Leafs. However, like a lot of teams, they're going to be, stressed under the cap, and Clifford probably deserves a raise between 2 and 2.5, let's say. But for a fourth-line player who's a spotty third-line guy, I don't see how they can be giving him that. Maybe 1.5 or less even. Not to mention that the third round pick that'll be going to LA becomes a second-rounder if they sign him. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. Teams I could see interested in him are his old team, the LA Kings, the Detroit Red Wings, the New Jersey Devils, the Wild, and the Florida Panthers are sort of my top 5 somewhat. And then I just threw in other teams like the Sabres, the Canadiens, the Hurricanes, the Flyers, and the Jets as other minor possibilities. Next up, we have Greg Anderson of the Ottawa Senators. Now, he's 38 years old. He'll be 39 before the end of the year. He's coming off a $4.75 million contract. He'll probably retire, right? I mean, if he does re-sign, it'll be for maybe a third of that somewhere, probably with the Ottawa Senators for like a year. Any team, really, for a year. But for giggles, I threw up Chicago, his somewhat hometown. They just need goaltenders really badly after this season. The Detroit Red Wings, the Jets, the Dallas Stars, and the San Jose Sharks are all minor possibilities. It's hard talking about like depth goalies, players like this, because it's not as obvious when it comes to need, right? Next, we have Correy Perry of the Dallas Stars. Now, he's a right winger. He's 34 years old, but he'll be 35 before the end of the year. He's coming off a $1.5 million contract. However, there's a lot of bonus money kind of attached to that, which he'll come nowhere near hitting because of the requirements in terms of points and etc. Oh, hi, Moose. Want to say hello? Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Maybe not. He's very slippery. And I sort of see the same teams interested in him that I mentioned for Kyle Clifford, which isn't really to say much. But maybe Dallas does sign him for less money than the 1.5 he's making this season. That's also a possibility. Next and last but not least, I got Zach Bogosian from the Tampa Bay Lightning, who was traded earlier this season from the Buffalo Sabres. He's 29 years old. He'll be 30 before the end of the year. He's coming off a $1.3 million contract. He's a defensive defenseman. He's not going to put up points for you. Yet at the same time, I mean, he's good on the... He can be a penalty killer. He can be used that way. But he's also been known for giving up the puck in the defensive zone at the very most inopportune times. So, most teams would see him as a seventh man. But Tampa is going to be hard up for a right shot defenseman. Now I know, is it Calfoot? Maybe I don't have the right first name right, but I could see him stepping in next season for Tampa. But they're still going to be looking for a guy because Rutta, Shattenkirk are all UFAs as well. So they need a body. So the other teams I could possibly see signing him are maybe Dallas because they're losing Polak. The Flyers, they're losing Justin Braun. Vancouver Canucks are losing Tanev. The Capitals are losing Gudas. And then even less so, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are losing Barry and CC. And then the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, I know they might lose Pietrangelo, but I still feel like they're going to sign him. They're going to find some way to sign this guy. And it's not like Bogosian is replacing him. I know. You can say the same about other players that I just mentioned. But in any case, some of the extras I've got thrown in here. Jason Spezza, he'll probably re-sign with the Leafs. Ryan Miller, the Anaheim Ducks, if he doesn't retire, he'll probably sign a one-year deal with Anaheim. I don't see him going anywhere else. Cam Talbot is an interesting one, who's had a really good season with the Calgary Flames. I think he thinks he could be a starter somewhere. But at the very least, platoon with another goalie. Then there's Wade Simmonds, currently of the Buffalo Sabres. He was traded for some reason from the New Jersey Devils to Buffalo, who's probably not going to make the playoffs. I didn't get that like a lot of people. But he's got a real positive attitude, which is apparently really needed in the Sabres locker room. So he could re-sign there. He lives nearby too. So yeah, Cody Eakin, currently of the Winnipeg Jets, who was traded earlier from the Vegas Golden Knights. He's playing, I believe, their second-line center position there now. He could be a hot commodity. Craig Smith, who's a depth-scoring winger. He'll be turning 30, currently at the Nashville Predators. He's good for 20 goals in the right situation. There's Jesper Fast, a winger from the Rangers. He's 28. Jimmy Vessy of the Buffalo Sabres. Brian Elliot, backup goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers. There's a chance he'll probably just one up there for a year or two as well behind Carter Hart. And then Jan Rutta of the Tampa Bay Lightning, another right shot defenseman who you think they might prefer instead of Bogosian if they could. I mean, really, both players are probably way down on their wish list. It's all about money, right? But there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me if I'm crazy or where else you think these players might be landing in the comment section down below. Please take care of yourself out there in these times. Take care of your family. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.